What's up, Super Players? It's your homie C-Rod, and today I'm gonna go over the meta in Set 11 Vermilion Bloodline. We're gonna be looking at the cards and the decks that are winning, so you are prepared for your local tournaments. And if you're gonna be joining one of the big events that Bandai is hosting, hopefully this video is informative. So if you guys like these type of videos, make sure to smash that like, smash it like you never smashed anything before, and make sure to be subscribed for more Dragon Ball Super content. And we're going to be throwing some Digimon content very soon once the set finally drops. So stick around for that, and let's get straight into the video. So one deck in particular that I want to go over, that I'm just going to go straight up and say is the meta deck of this season, and it's going to be no other than Gotenks. Yup, I'm calling it. This is the meta deck. This is the one that's going to be winning more often than not. Gotenks is just so darn powerful. He's able to awaken turn 2 if you drop a unison, and then he also is able to remove markers when he's awakened by using his activate main. He's also able to spam the field with ghost tokens, and you cannot attack his battle cards, which is pretty darn insane. This deck revolves around using the super rare Gotenks to draw and dual attack your opponent in the face, and then it just has amazing recovery. When you kill the Gotenks, he's able to regenerate back the Goten and Trunks, allowing him to have a fat hand and continuously pressure you with the dual attack Gotenks. And obviously they're going to be playing all the counter plays that is utilized in the green, like the Friezas and Ribrians, and ultimately it's just a well-rounded deck. So if you're going to be going into a tournament, just have in mind that you will come across a Gotenks, and if they're a very experienced Gotenks player, it's going to be very tough. So definitely build around countering Gotenks. Another meta deck that's going to be coming around a lot is Broly. The red Broly in particular is going to be coming around more often than not. I did drop a green Broly deck profile, but that green Broly isn't as popular as you would think. So Broly, the new Broly the Awakened Demon from set 11, is going to be the guy you're going to be seeing more often than not. This guy right here is very powerful. You're able to spam out the Broly beast-like battle cards that are all very powerful by warping away your opponent's hand. You're able to add pressure with the critical attacks. Not only that, your leader awakens really fast, and usually people run a double strike Champa or the Supreme Kai that gives a double strike to an attacking card. Then on top of that, you're also having to worry about KO Unison, and that KO Unison ramps up really fast and allows Broly to bring out the big double strike crit. If you guys haven't seen my double strike crit Broly song, definitely go check it out. But you're able to bring out the double strike crit Broly very easily with this deck, and you're gonna need to play around this Broly. And I'm just giving you guys a heads up, you will come across a red Broly player no matter what. It's gonna be in the tournament, and if you're lucky, you're able to avoid this leader because this guy is red, and red is very themed around aggro. So you're gonna be getting crit, you're gonna be getting double striked, and you're gonna be having to deal with unison. So just be ready for Broly. It's definitely a leader that's going to be in the meta. So another meta leader happens to be Vegeta and Babidi. So the new Vegeta is actually really good. It runs the Overlord and Servant mechanic, which is a mechanic where the Servant cards gain a boost, and then you're able to send them under your deck with the Overlord ability. This guy's really good if they're playing a variant with hand destruction. I noticed that the best version of Vegeta doesn't run the Majin Buu engine, but the Majin Buu engine is also very powerful. They both do different things. I've seen the most powerful Vegeta deck that runs Ribriannes, runs Zamasu, runs a lot of hand destruction, and since the leader is able to gain a 5k and double strike and self-awakens, it's going to be very hard to survive the onslaught of attacks with Majin Vegeta. And then obviously it's using the servant mechanic, and there is a very powerful double strike 30k servant that's able to be brought out with the awakened Vegeta's ability. For 1 green energy, you're able to bring back a Majin Vegeta that has servant from the bottom of your deck onto the field, and then you're able to pressure with that card, and then that card's just gonna ultimately pressure you because it restands when your opponent activates a counter. So in essence, Vegeta and Babidi are going to be in the meta no matter what. You're going to be coming across this guy. So this video is based on how I have seen based on going to my local tournaments, and these are the leaders that I have seen pop out the most. So definitely expect a Majin Vegeta. If you guys want to see a counter the meta type of video where I explain the cards that you could use to counter the meta, let me know in the comment section below, and also leave me a like on this video, and I'll definitely drop how to counter the meta type of video. So Majin Vegeta is another one you're gonna see. So a new guy that's coming up in the meta and is very popular happens to be the starter deck Goku reboot version, the new one. This guy is coming back because Blue is getting so overpowered. This guy is able to restand energies when he attacks, and he's able to awaken even if you have more than 4 lives if you bring out a unison with 3 markers on it. I mean, with 3 specific cost. So what are you going to bring out? Well, people sometimes run the Goku Black, but that right there is outdated. Now people are running the Baby Trunks unison, and that guy is just able to give this guy a big old buff. On top of that, it gains double strike once you activate the Baby Trunks big activate main and reduce the markers on it. You're able to just stop. You're gonna be dealing with a problematic leader that restands and draws, and then on top of that, Blue has access to Obuni. So if you're gonna be going into a tournament and you're gonna be playing against the meta, definitely expect Obuni to come out. So no matter what in your deck, you should have something that counters Obuni. And if you're playing green, you're chilling because you got Dormant Potential Unleashed. But any other deck that you're playing, make sure you're ready to counter Obuni, because Super Saiyan God Son Goku, restanding energy, playing out Obuni, spamming them out, and then they have access to Trunks counter. You're going to be dealing with a very, very hard matchup with Super Saiyan God Son Goku. But it's easily countered with those cunning cards, so definitely keep that in mind. Super Saiyan Son Goku will definitely be in the meta. Obviously, another one that's never gone away happens to be Vegeta, Xeno, and Trunks. This guy is just overpowered, obviously, ever since Babidi has left. It hasn't flourished as much, but nonetheless, definitely expect Vegeta, Xeno, and Trunks spamming out the Xeno Vegetas, and then burn damaging, sending your life to the warp with the Xeno Mass Saiyan. This deck is one to definitely keep a lookout for, because they're going to be spamming out their Xeno army and aggroing you really, really good. So Xeno, Vegeta, and Trunks, you definitely want to keep in mind you will be seeing in the meta. They are just too good to like forget about. Definitely. And then obviously, I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm just going to name the ones that I've seen the most. And obviously, the strongest yellow one that you might see is Shin Shenron. It's going to be a leader you're definitely going to be seeing in the tournament scene. A lot of people like playing it, and it has also gotten a buff with some support from set 11 with the new Shin Shenron cards. So do not underestimate Shin Shenron. It's extremely powerful, and if it goes to the long game, you're gonna die with the bringing out every single Shin Shenron card from the drop onto the field with its big activate main. And obviously they got access to Machikabura, which is able to allow it to awaken at high life, and they are very, very good at surviving, especially a very experienced Shin Shenron player. So definitely be ready for Shin Shenron. And another very popular deck that I have seen in the meta happens to be Gotenks, but the yellow Gotenks. There's always going to be that player that loves yellow and loves Gotenks, and Gotenks is really, really good. He's able to just self-awaken, take lives, draw whenever your opponent activates an extra card. So this guy's definitely very powerful. Do not underestimate Gotenks. He's definitely going to be coming out, and especially with all the apes out there, it's going to be a very hard matchup because they're going to be swarming the great apes that are double strike and come out onto the field after you combo. So definitely be ready for Gotenks. And there's going to be all sorts of different matchups in the tournament scene, so definitely be ready. And some outliers that definitely come out that I won't explain too much, just to wrap up the video. You're definitely going to eventually maybe see a Vegeta, which is the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta that ramps up. That one will definitely come out. Another one is Dark Broly and Paragus. If you experience somebody that's really good with Dark Broly, definitely be ready to battle these 30k Dark Broly spamming deck right here. This one's definitely going to be coming out as well. And then Baby also is another leader that's actually very powerful, and people are not playing as much, but it's pretty much based on countering everything that you do. So Baby is one that will potentially come out in the meta, but the ones I mentioned first are the ones that are more prevalent, and then maybe you'll see a Vegito deck. Vegito's still very powerful. It has the ability to self-awaken really fast. You're able to give triple strike to your unison and go for a game. And the last two that you might potentially see is Gogeta, the new Gogeta that runs the Union Fusion to bring out the super rare Gogeta that just obliterates your opponent's life and deals burn damage with the super rare, the old school super rare. And last but not least, we got Son Goku, which is the Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku that's able to abuse the Overwhelm ability, and you're able to ultimately kill your opponent with Overwhelm and being able to fuel the drop area with cards from your warp back into the drop, so you could continuously overwhelm and kill your opponent. So those are the leaders that are most prevalent in the meta at the moment. Obviously, there's always going to be your rogue players out there that are going to be playing like Triple Strike Son Gohan or Invoker or Fuse Zamasu, but the ones that I mentioned are the ones that come out more often than not. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think is the meta right now. So my number one is Gotenks. That's the best deck right now. Hit it up in the comment section below if you agree or disagree. Subscribe if you are new here. Hit that like for that meta counter video, and I'll definitely make that happen. And like we always say, y'all stay super. Double strike, double strike, double strike. Hit me and 17. We both obscene with the hand destruction scene.
Y ahora se lista con el 17 y los otros 7. Yo miro y te pregunto tu mano. Nosotros somos buenos para tirarlo.